Hello everyone. I welcome all of you in today's session. And the session for today's talk is to make you understand about the working of Keil microvision tool. The topic that I have chosen have been taken from the domain 8051 microcontroller, and for the same the learning objectives are the following. Number 1 will be understanding how to work with Keil microvision software. Secondly, we'll be creating a very simple program for 8051 microcontroller in assembly language. Once the program is created in assembly language, we will be assembling it and simulating it further. So the entire session will have the following points to be covered. Number 1, we'll open the Keil environment. Number 2, in that we'll be creating a new project. And once the project creation is done, we'll be creating an assembly language program for 8051 microcontroller. And after the program has been created, the next step will be to assemble 8051 program, after which we'll be simulating the program. So now, without wasting much of time, let's go to Keil environment. Let's open it by clicking on the icon. So the first thing what you need to do is to click on project and to go to new microvision project. We'll have to give some name. Let's give T1 to the project. And after that, it is asking you to select your required device. So let's suppose I want to work with ATML device. I'll be clicking on ATML, and in ATML, let's say I want to work with 8089C51 microcontroller. So I'll highlight that, I'll select that, and I'll click on OK. Click yes, yes. Now this is how we have created a project. If you see the project window, we have created a project called as T1. Now the next step is to go to File menu and click on New File. So on this text editor window, you can see the text 1. And this is where you need to write the assembly language program. So let's write our very basic instruction, and the very first instruction is org000 hex. I want to do the very simple thing. I have two contents, namely in register A and register B, and these two contents I want to add. So to begin with, let's initialize two contents in register A and register B. So the instruction goes like this. I have written move space A, comma, hash, and now I want to load the data that should be added. So let's say 12 hex. So this is the data held in A register. Similarly, let's go to the second register, B. In the similar way, let's give some data to B register also. So I have given 30 hex in B register. And now, once the registers have been loaded with required data, let's add them. So to add them, the instruction goes like this: ADD A, comma, B. And now, to terminate the program, let's write END. So once this much is done, you need to save this file with some file name. Let's say T1. You can give any name. I have given T1 and the extension is .asm. Remember, whenever you are creating assembly language file, the extension should be given as .asm. Now the next thing is to expand this target 1 and click on source group 1, in which we want to add this t1.asm. So you will have the third option, add existing file to the source group 1. I'll be clicking on that. As I have created assembly file, I'll look for that. My assembly language file is t1.asm. So select that and add. So now when you expand this tree further, this file has been added, which was t1.asm. Now to assemble this file, right click on t1.asm and there is an option called rebuild all target files. So you will see your file assembling with 0 errors. When your file does not contain any error, you can go to simulate option. So to simulate this program, we will click on debug. And to debug, first of all, we'll have to click on start and stop debug session. Click on that. Now we want to go for stepwise execution of the program. So for the stepwise execution, you have a shortcut termed as F11. So I'll click on F11 every time. Let's say the first instruction has been executed and the content has gone to register A. And what was the content? 12 hex. If I click F11 again, it is going to run the second instruction. Click on F11 again. The content of B has been highlighted with 30. If I again go to F11, it is going to run the third instruction, add A comma B. So we had two contents, 12 hex and 30 hex, and when we have added them, the content in A register is shown as 42 hex. Say, because when you add A comma B, the contents of A and B are added and the result is stored in A. So here if you see your final result in A register, it is reflected as 42, which is nothing but the addition of 12 hex and 30 hex. Right? So when you want to stop the simulation, you will again have to click start and stop debug session. Any changes you want to do in your program, you are free to do now on editor window. Suppose if I want to change anything, let's say I want to subtract B comma A. Okay. And once I have made the desired changes, I'll do the same steps. I'll follow the same steps I have followed the earlier. It is showing syntax error. So unless and until you resolve the syntax error, your file will not be compiled successfully. Right? So this is how you will have to work with Keil environment to create a program, to compile the program and to assemble it.